Morning, everybody. Since it's DCI finals and whatnot tonight, decided to wear my core jacket, 01 through '05, with the academy. Would have had 7 years, but car accidents, no fun. To all the people who are performing tonight at finals, congratulations to the staff, the performers, the volunteers, etc., who have been involved in the different organizations. I wish you all luck tonight. But let's get you motivated with some help from Shia LaBeouf. Here we go. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. That's right, just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Yeah, thanks, Shia LaBeouf. All the drum cores are totally ready to go. It's hot wearing this, so I'm gonna turn this, take this out. Can't believe we wear that in the summer. It got so hot out. In Arizona. All right, would I like a rose? No, I'm good. Think so. I find that most people who ask those questions always have something attached to it that's like, well, then do this thing. No, I'm good. I don't need a rose. When you know what I do need? I need to improve my Flam 5s. That's what we're going to work on today. So we're going to warm up, and we're going to warm up with the float drag variation with Flam 5s. And then we're going to stretch and massage, and then we are going to play through Flam 5 on one grid, and it's going to be with going up by 5s from 40 to 70. 70 is where we left off previously, and then we'll just go by 1s at that point. So first thing we're going to warm up with... Oh, let me actually say something. So I made the website easier to navigate on mobile. Why did I pronounce it like that? Who knows? So now you can actually click to jump to a different section. And so when you click on this, the little drop down, it allows you to do that. So that should make it a whole lot easier. I also got rid of all the descriptions on here and made the images smaller, so it'll take up less real estate screen-wise on mobile. So hopefully this helps out for people who prefer to use the website on mobile. But everything is still here, kind of organize things a little bit differently in terms of the order, but hopefully that is easier for everybody to use. Anyways, we're going to warm up with the Float 5's version of Float Drags right here. My mouse was like right over it. And we'll warm up at, 140. So timestamps in the description allows you to jump to whatever BPM you want. And we're going to do this for a few reps. Let me turn up the volume. Jam, pump it up. We're good to go. Guess I don't need this up. Yeah, good question. I'll answer it in a couple more reps. I'll show you some exercises for that. All right, last rep. Sweet. Thank you for the like. Okay, so to answer your question, for people who are not on YouTube, so the question is about like flam drags. With the left hand, it ended up being flat on the flam. So a flat flam, for those of you who are unfamiliar with it, it's where you get that popping sound. So if you do it like raise up, that pop sound when you do the flam, so it's when it hits at the exact same time. That is not a good thing. However, there's like, let's say, let's say this is the grace note and this is the primary note. If it's too open, you'll get cha or gada as opposed to like a normal flam. But if it's flat, then you'll get that pop sound. Of the issues that you could have, whether it's too open or flat, flat is the cleaner one. You can definitely hear the grace note being too open. So it's not a terrible problem when you're playing on a line, but it is something that can be heard. So anyways, there's a couple of different ways that you can work on it. One that people like to do is they will isolate out the hands so that they will just work on like doing that pattern with flam accents. However, when you put things together, then issues can happen because somebody might play this great and then they get into a flam accent and they're like, like looks like that, which this is what you're doing when you do a flam accent. Anyways, so there's an exercise underneath the rudiment builders, the zooms. When you click on this one, this is under technique. There's a flam drag builder. This particular exercise, it breaks it down, so you're playing, but you put a diddle on the last note. Why? Because that's what your right hand does when you play a flam drag, etc. What it's doing is it plays a one measure, or one line rather, of ba-ba-da-ba-da. Then you put in one new left note, so grace note here. Then you put in one more left note, and then another left note. And then the second page is it has the hands together for a whole line just doing flam drags, and then it takes away one right hand. So we get rid of this right hand, then we get rid of this right hand on the next line, and then we get rid of this right hand for that grace note, and then we get rid of the accent on the very last line. So this makes it so that you are breaking down the hands separate from each other and putting together and combining them. So if you go into the timestamps in the description on here, you can slow this down to 40 beats a minute and really focus on those flat flams, trying to prevent that. So again, this exercise is called Flam Drag Builder. It is on YouTube. And phone alarm is going off. It's underneath the rudiment zooms or builders. Actually, I need to rename this. So it's consistent. Rudiment builders. There we go. Okay, so look for the rudiment builder playlist, or go to technique, and it's this one, rudiment builders, zooms. So that's an exercise that's specific for it. But another way to work on this is an exercise that I learned from Jeff Queen. It's even more basic than that. So what you're doing is something called 50 perfect flams. And so your goal is to do 50 of the same type of flam in a row. So playing just normal flams. And as soon as you get like one open like that, or one that's a pop sound like a flat flam, then you restart the counter and you do it again. So you can do it all on like the right hand. Ooh, Streamlabs just got all blurry for a moment. Then you could also do alternating, etc. Once you can do it like normal flams, another way that you can work on this is intentionally doing the open flams or the flat flams. So you can do 50 in a row that are open or 50 that are flat. If you can intentionally do it the wrong way, it'll make it so that you can intentionally prevent it from doing it the wrong way because you'll have control over it. It's the same idea with this exercise, the diddle timing variation and the 5-stroke roll timing variations. So when you click on this playlist, you got a few different options here, but when you go into the exercise, what it's doing is slurring out the 5-stroke, playing with normal interpretation of the 5-stroke, then rushing the 5-stroke, and then normal interpretation. So you're going back and forth between it being too open, normal, being too closed, and then normal. So it's the same idea of what we were just talking about with like the flam spacing. So making so that your grace note is too open, normal, too closed, normal. And then it does this for 5-stroke on 1, tap 5s, outside 5s. So that concept of being able to play it intentionally wrong, the improper interpretation, going back to normal, going to the other side of that continuum, the pendulum swinging for the grace note or 5 strokes or diddle or whatever, and then back into this. So that's 2 main approaches for it. Intentionally work on the grace notes with the 50 perfect flams and then 50 perfect or 50 imperfect ones, and then also just doing the rudiment builders and specifically focus on the flam drag builder. Just slow that one down. You're welcome. And all of these like VODs and whatnot are available. So you can find this particular stream. If you go under the tips and lessons, it's underneath the drum practice streams. And so it'll be right here. Boop. More Flam 5 work. That way you can reference back to this particular point if you need to. If you ever ask any kind of question where you're like, oh, what did Jared say? Well, then you have access to that. But anyways, hope that helps. Let's stretch and massage. All right, so we're going to hold our sticks so that we're doing palms are facing up. Pull it in, and push it out. Ah, yeah. And then go back out the way that you came. Now, the hard thing about doing the 50 imperfect flams is not raising the grace note. So probably about 99% of the flams that I played in rudimental side of things were always the grace note starts at resting height and is placed down. But in concert snare, one of the ways that you can approach concert snare is actually having it so that the grace note is half the height of the primary note. So just know that when you're working on like the open flams that you don't want to like all of a sudden get into like really bad looking flams. You just want to be able to adjust the timing without raising it up like that, if that makes sense. But anyways, if you do traditional rotate, hold to one end of the extreme, rotate, hold to the other end of the extreme, I can't speak, but I'm now going to stretch the underside of the forearm. So you could do it like this one at a time. Ooh, yeah. You could do it like this, like I did the other day, or you could do it on your wall. If you want to do it on the wall, the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. Just don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to tear stuff in your hands, or your forearms, or your knees. Next, we're going to stretch the top side of the forearm. So you could stretch it like this. You could stretch it like this. You could stretch it like this. I'm going to do it on the wall. The higher you go, the deeper the stretch. Again, don't put all your weight into it. That would be bad. Actually, I need to check something. Sometimes whenever I use like Zoom, it auto-adjusts my microphone to a different level. Okay, good. And it just like makes it super loud, which is, not what I'm going for. All right, so now we're stretching thumb to thumb. Start with the larger muscle groups, work your way down into the smaller muscle groups. It will make it so you have like a flow from top to bottom, basically. Helps loosen things up. If you go the other way around, I just personally have found the stretch to be less effective. But I don't know. I mean, everybody's anatomy is different. So if you are like, no, this works for me, then cool. You do you. All right. Now we're going to do thumb on top, fingers underneath. And we're massaging, relaxing everything. It's like spa day for your arms. I could use a good hour-long back massage. That'd be great. Work out some of those knots. After I finish marching, I see my core jacket over on the other side of the room, but after I finish marching, and after that car accident that I got in 2005, I went to a massage therapist, and they're like, you have the worst back I have ever seen for knots. It was so messed up from so many years of marching with the drum on. It's like, thanks. Did I get an award? Achievement unlocked. All right, now I'm going to massage the thumb is going to do the palm, and the finger is going to massage the back side of the hand. Just going to work your way around. Trying to loosen things up. And then once we finish massaging the palms and then the fingers, we're then going to work on grid. Flam 5-on-1, just the basic version. We'll go up 5 clicks at a time from 40 to 70. 70 is where we left off previously. I'm going to massage base of tip. And then we'll go up by 1 click at a time once we get to 70. So the 40 to 75 clicks is basically like a review. Just kind of like checking in, getting ourselves mentally ready, and then we're just refining 1 click at a time. If you want to get better, that is what I recommend. Something I learned from Jeff Queen, who won 4 world champion snare drum titles, so he kind of knows a thing or two. When I got those couple of lessons with him, I made sure to take notes. Okay, let's go back to here. All right, so we're going to go to the grid variations. There's like 900-ish grid variations, something like that. So, plenty to keep you busy. But the one that I'm going to be working on are the triplet Flam 5s. There's also the 16th note ones. There's over 500 different 16th note grid variations and over 300 triplet grid variations. Almost 400. And we're going to go all the way down to 40. And then we'll jump by 5s. Boop. So again, timestamps in the description of every one of these videos. And then it'll tap you off. There's over 1,000 of these for free. Rush that a little bit. Okay. Gotta screw up the accent at the very end. I'm so sorry. I'm fired. I know. All right, so now we're going to go to 45. And again, we are just jumping up by 5s. Once we get to 70, we will go by 1s. I promise. Give it some time. Thought I had more time. Thank you for the like on YouTube. Rush that. Last left. Whoopsies. The diddle, that is. The second note of the diddle was rushed. I'm so sorry. I know. Unsub. Understandable. I get it. I get it. All right, we're now at 50. If the BPM ends with a 0 or a 5, it gives you this little bit of a break so you can get your sticks, get yourself set up. But all the other BPMs just immediately go into the tap off. So I recommend like picking 50 or 55 so you can get set up, then play a few reps uninterrupted. So 2 more reps, and then we're going to go one at a time. I'm doing good. How you doing? Thank you for the like on TikTok. Good to hear. Whoopsies. Hit the mic. Alrighty, 65. And we'll go by ones once we get to 70. Itchy arm. My nose is not itchy, which normally it is when I drum. Who knows why? All right. I don't see the fun in this. It's called practicing. Practicing is not always enjoyable. 70. right, so we're going up by 1 click at a time now. It's not full 1080. Weird. It's like it downgraded it. Yeah, it's 720. Why? Why are you doing that? Oh, that looks clearer. Let's do it again. Whoops. One click faster. Oh, wow. Breaking the sound barrier. I'm really trying to get that left hand to feel just like the right hand. There's still some inconsistencies. Get some water. Water break, quick. Yeah, so the left, I'm trying to focus on the pressure on the thumb. So it's in the same spot as my right. And that the pressure is minimal. Because we don't want to have it so that it's different, like one on the front, one on the back part of the thumb. That'd be bad. Also, my angle of the thumb is changing slightly. Like the part that's on the stick. Yeah, so I'm trying to get it to also change the angle here for the wrist, because after years of playing this way, like, I'm trying to have it not be so Germanic, but more American. Morning, Fortnite! I have no clue what trade offer means. I'm just getting weird vibes from you. So we're just going to go ahead and goodbye. Nice. Getting better. Still working on that left thumb. Yeah, so there's a person that I respect who's like a CEO of like a agency related to like connecting advertisers with content creators and whatnot. And they talk about how when they stream, because they also used to stream to like thousands of people at a time, that if somebody didn't pass the vibe check, just get them out of your chat. And so when people come into here and they like ask really weird questions, I'm just like, something is off with ya. And especially like the name of that, it makes me feel like you might be promoting something that might not be legal. Or at the very least not family friendly. So, goodbye. Let me check this out for a second. Yeah, so the left hand, the thumb, again, I'm trying to work specifically on the pressure of the thumb. So I want it to be nice and relaxed. We don't want to have like the white knuckles when you squeeze. It chokes off the blood, which makes it so it turns white because there's less blood going into the tip of the finger. But what I'm noticing is that my left hand, the pressure, even though it's a light amount of pressure, is mainly on the top right part of the thumb, whereas on my right hand, it's more towards the middle, the base part here. So with that difference, I'm over-exaggerating right now, is what I'm focusing on. I'm trying to make it so my Flam 5s are the same, but another issue that I'm running into that might be related to this, or even potentially caused by it, is, I mentioned it earlier, so there's 3 main types of like grips that people use. So there's Germanic technique, which is where your hands are flat. There's American, where it's like at a tilt, and then there's French, where it's like they're perpendicular to each other. The wrists are facing each other, basically. Thumbs are up. And so there's different ways that you can play on this. So you can play this with like a finger approach, whether it's with this or even like this, or you could do a rotary approach. So you could do a rotary French, which you can do on like timpani. You can do rotary motion with like American, etc. So I'm trying to get rid of this bad habit after years of marching on snare, and now I'm playing match grip. My right hand has that American slope, grip-wise. The left hand has a tendency to be more of a Germanic approach. So I have like 2 different types of holds here. And so I'm trying to turn it so that my left hand is more comfortable playing this way. But I'm also trying to get it so that the thumb is different in terms of where the kind of pressure is, for lack of a better term, on the stick. The contact is, basically. Because I'm not trying to have pressure when doing this. But that's what I'm focusing on. So when I get faster, it also, I can feel it differently in my wrist, like here and back here with the left hand, in a way that I don't feel it with my right hand. And it might just be like because I haven't played match grip enough with my left compared to my right, which I've only played match grip, unless I'm just like goofing around with like double traditional or something. So maybe that's the issue, but I don't know. We'll keep practicing. Ty, I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry. Yeah, Ty, I don't know who you're talking about on YouTube. What kind of content did they make? So even right there, the wrist is still not where I want it to be. That's better. Sorry. Hit the mic. Yeah, so the contact is moving more towards the tip as I get faster on there. So I'm trying to get that back. I don't know if I need to change the index finger. Eduardo, good morning. Or what, but who knows? We'll keep practicing. This is a lifelong process, trying to get better. Always more to improve. Owami, welcome back. Good morning. Ew. Ooh, that got a little wonky on the left hand. So I was laughing because this is how much of the stick that I had left in my hand compared to my right hand. So it was just like slowly falling out. Like I lost like contact with the pinky. So I'm trying to relax the thumb and it just like slowly was like whoop while I was playing through that. So whoops. All right. Again. Still making micro adjustments. It makes inconsistencies, but I'm practicing. There's a purpose to it. It's not how I perform. There we go. So toward the end of that, the left thumb was feeling like it was in the same placement as the right thumb. So that was better. But to elaborate on what I was talking about, so the inconsistencies that I'm getting are a result of making micro adjustments with my technique. So I'm just like slightly shifting the weight. I'm slightly moving the angle, slightly adjusting the position of like fingers, etc. Because I'm trying to get it to match my right hand. And it's going to create some inconsistencies with the playing. When you're practicing, that's fine. When you're performing, that's not the time for that. Like for everybody who's performing tonight for finals, they're not going to be changing their technique. They're just going to play how they've been doing it for months. So when you're at home and practicing, you can do all that stuff, but not in the lot or on the field, you know. Here we go. When we get to 100, we're going to start going up by 10s until it crashes and burns. That'll give us data for what to work on. So So it'll help us with future practice sessions. Two more reps. Let's see, how do I want to talk about this? That would be beneficial. So we just practiced this grid variation. There's like 900 more on my website, but we practiced this one going one click at a time, just slowly refining it, getting things better. We're nearing the end of the practice session, and so towards the end, I like to just chop out on stuff. So what I'm going to do now is actually jump by tens while working on this until it completely crashes and burns. My arms spontaneously combust. My wife has to put out the fire that is on my forearms, etc., with the fire extinguisher that she's holding very attentively off screen. But anyways, the reason for that is because it gives you data of, now that you've been like working this thing up, we went from 40 up to 100, one click at a time. And then when we start going faster, the technique's going to start to change subtly. You might get some pressure here, you might get some tension there, etc. The more you get, the more that gives you data of, oh, that's something that I can work on. So when you're practicing stuff slow, you might not have like tension, you might not have the pressure, but when you play it faster than you should, it gives you data of, oh, I need to continue to work on relaxing this part of my hand, or tightening this part of the hand, whatever it's going to be. Like maybe your stick's going to fly out of your hand when you start going faster, etc. So going up 10 clicks at a time helps you out with that until you reach your breaking point. You're going to push your hands and brains to think and play a little bit faster than what you can. But again, it gives you data for what to work on, to refine, because let's say my chop out point is like 160 or something today. Completely crash and burn. Okay, well, what about it crash and burn? Was it the diddles? Was it the flams? Was it tension in my hands? That's something that I'll work on next time. So let's do that. Go. It's muted. There we go. Apparently I pressed M. Dial M for monkey. Let's pull up the description so we can jump, whoop, to different timestamps. Whoop, 110. Again, if it ends with a 0 or a 5, it gives you this like few seconds to set up. All the other ones just immediately tap off. 130. Let's get some water. Stay hydrated. It's important, especially when you live in a desert. Where it'll be like 150 today. I'm exaggerating. It'll only be 140. Just kidding. All right, 140. Here we go. This might be the breaking point. Stay tuned. We'll find out. My hands are getting tired. Okay. Believe in yourself. Do it. Come on, Shia LaBeouf. Motivate me. Yes, you can. That's fast. The blood is definitely flowing in my hands. Why am I doing ASMR now? Who knows? That's not what I meant to do. Let's do 170. So these are the Hardeman hammers, so they're extra heavy. Let's try it with normal Hardemans. Let's see if that goes any easier. Probably not. This is brisk. Play. Yeah, so my hand's still tightening up, but oh, it's a whole lot easier to get accents. Effortless. These feel so light. And they're double taped too. All right. We don't use those. We only use chopsticks. We found our breaking point. Hey, we got some data. Figured out some spots where my hands tighten up at the faster speeds, etc., etc. This grid variation in literally, I can't speak, over 1,000 play-alongs are linked at the top of the screen, jaredoleary.com/drum. There's 53 chop exercises. There's 372 triplet grid variations, 514 16th note grid variations, 36 timing exercises that you can do on drum kit or, marching bass. There's 55 drum charts. There's 166 marching bass drum exercises. I highly recommend the splits timing 2 drums. Check that one out if you haven't. It's very unique for the play-alongs. There's 118 different technique exercises. And there's literally 8 hours of free drumming tips. When people come into these live streams, like all the ones that are in this playlist, literally every single one of them, I include timestamps so you can jump to them. People ask questions, and I provide answers to those questions because I've been drumming for 26 years, have a PhD in music education, blah, 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 blah. If you go to this playlist, it has all of the answers to those in here. So this is not just like one question that talks about slicing on tenors. Just jump into it, check it out, and you'll see the timestamps have all the different topics that are discussed in each one of these drumming tips. If you don't want to go to my website, which is linked up here, you don't have to go there. On my tube of you
will see a lot of groups.
Wow, I'm loud. Two of me. You just go to the Home tab and then click on the drumming content header, and then boom, it shows you all the playlists there. There's a ton of them. I also create gaming and computer science education content because I'm a nerd. Dylan, good morning. But yeah, if you don't want to go to my website, you don't have to. It's just much easier to have it organized. Linked up here. /drum on my website. First link, and it's got all these organized. On mobile, make your life a whole lot easier. If you just click here, boop, boop, then it expands so you can jump to the technique stuff. And then boom, you can check out all these different playlists. Any of the videos that say members first, just a friendly reminder, like this one, you don't have to pay for membership. All these are scheduled to release publicly, but I've got over 180 of them currently scheduled to release a new one every single day. So don't pay for it if you don't want to. It's only if you want early access to play the Swung 16th Note Pyramid or all these other 180 exercises, etc. But they're all going to come out for free, I promise. Oh, and last thing. If you want to like check out the sticks and the pads and all that stuff, underneath the tips and lessons, this very first link, books and gear I recommend, this takes you to some drum kit books that I recommend. Here are some mallet books, rudimental, concert snare, timpani. These are affiliate links. So if you use these affiliate links, I get about 4% back from Amazon. So thank you for the people who have used that. So if you're going to buy like a nice large television that costs $1 billion, click on one of these links first, and then I'll get 4% back from that $1 billion. And then I'll retire. Just kidding. I don't ever plan on stopping. But these are the sticks I'm using. Hardeman hammers. Highly recommend. They're great for chops. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get set up for Goat Simulator 3, which has been very wacky. So stay tuned for that. If you go to /game on my website, you can find all the gaming highlights for all the different games that we played. And you can find all the prior streams and whatnot. But we're going to be... What part is this? Part 3? Yeah, part 3. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning. But I'm going to tear this down and get ready for some Goat Simulator. So, bye!